Hey guys, Dino here, and welcome back to Dead Space 2 Part 15. This is the final installment in my Dead Space playthrough, so hope everyone's enjoyed themselves. You know, maybe they learned a thing or two, maybe not. A lot of action to start off here, which is always fun. Once again, I'm not using the force gun because I'm a moron, so... no really good reason why. But anyway, I don't really know what's going on with this area. I don't know if they just keep spawning in incessantly. It's kind of what it feels like. I don't know if there's a limit. I think eventually I just run downstairs and get tired of killing everybody. Anyway, got some fun stuff to talk about today. I've had some cool things happen. I'm looking forward to sharing with all you guys. Let's see. To start off with, I think somebody wanted to ask what my favorite RPG was that I've ever played. And well, I've never really played too many, I guess, hardcore RPGs. But my favorite RPG of all time is probably Resident Evil 4 for the GameCube. You know, like I said, it's a mix of like this action RPG game, but I think Resident Evil 4 is one of the single greatest video games ever made for the GameCube, which is too bad because the GameCube, by and large, was a big bag of shit. So I don't think most people ended up playing it, but Resident Evil 4 was absolutely brilliant on so many levels, so much fun, and definitely had that RPG, you know, survival horror aspect to it. Ugh. The game was just amazing. I just couldn't believe it how good it was when I played through it. To be honest, the first thing I did when I beat it once was I turned around and beat it again now that I had access to like some of those weapons you got from the challenges. The game was awesome. I mean, I don't think I had any complaints, no major complaints about it. So much fun. Let's see. A few people have asked about Fallout. I don't know if I've shared my thoughts on Fallout or not. I really don't like the game at all. I had a lot of issues with it. I played the first one. Obviously, I have a few videos up of that. Looks like I actually somehow double whammy to hit one of those whatever stasis devices or something at the same time. Anyway, yeah, it was okay. Fallout, basically, my complaints were, you know, they rely too much on the sandbox element, and to me, like, the sandbox element by itself does not make for a fun game. I also felt like the difficulty, even on the hardest settings, kind of went out the window after you hit, Jesus, I can't remember what the levels were, after you hit maybe around 10 or something. I ended up running around naked and just doing all sorts of stupid shit because the game just got retardedly easy after that, and I didn't feel like you could die, which isn't really too much fun. So, let's see what else. Oh, you know, the storyline, like, if anybody played the original Fallout, you know, probably not many of you have. It's a pretty old game. I haven't even played it myself. But from what I understand, it was extremely graphic. Very, very violent. You could kill kids. That was one of like the big parts of the game. It took out a lot of that stuff when Bethesda bought the rights to Fallout series. The hyper violence and, like I said, things like that, they're all gone. You can't do that stuff anymore. Real quick here, go back to the game. So I can hear something moving around in the background, right? And so I go up to this panel thinking it's going to come in after I open up this panel. Only, no, it hits me as, yeah, how ridiculous. So this is the force gun. This is admittedly the force gun's one weakness. Apparently this big black piece of shit, it can't fucking kill, so yeah, I just stasis them and hammered them down with the plasma cutter. Pretty simple. That is about the only creature in the entire game, including the last boss, which you'll see, well, I guess second to last boss, depending on how you look at him, that the force gun doesn't just maul. So, let's see. Oh, the other thing about Fallout was you were able to. So, like I said, they took out the hyper violence and the things like that. They also build the game as like having this sort of morality system. When in reality, I don't think it did. You know, they give you anywhere from like 3 to 5 dialogue choices, and I felt like most of them were like the good dialogue choices. It didn't really give you the option to be like this ultimate badass, you know, rapist and pillager and all these things that the first game like prided itself on. So it's kind of strange. And then the last thing I think that bugged me, well, there are two last things. The one was a travel system. It took way too long to get from point A to point B, and it was too complicated. You had to go underground and do all this stupid bullshit. And then the last thing was, oh shit, what was the last thing? Oh, just the plot line. Like, you could accidentally advance the plot without meaning to. So real quick, I just sped that sequence up just for the sake of time. YouTube cuts off videos at around 2 gigs, and this video is going to be a little bit on the longer side. I think around 34 minutes or so, 35, which is pretty close to the 2 gig size. So just wanted to make sure I stayed underneath 35 minutes just to be on the safe side. For anybody who didn't get a chance to see it, that is the bloody, I guess the bloody vintage suit. So it is very bloody. Let's see. So that's pretty much it on Fallout. I don't think didn't really like the blend of the RPG / FPS combat mix. I don't think that worked really well. I didn't like that. God, what was this system? I can't remember what the system was called. Whatever that targeting system. There was way too much slow-mo, and like I said, it just took the difficulty completely out of it on every level. So, whatever. Wasn't a big fan of that. Won't be doing any videos of it anymore. Won't be playing that ever again. If I had my way, well, whatever. Yeah, I just think it's too bad that Bethesda ended up buying a game like Fallout, and like I said, I feel like they did it a big disservice by turning it into something from what it started out to be. And anyway, whatever. So let's see. Somebody mentioned a rush mode, Battle Company 2, which I'm not totally familiar with. Like I said, I did just purchase those games, and I still have yet to actually play them, to be honest. I'm just a little busy here at the moment, so sometime, hopefully next couple weeks, I can finally boot up and play that. Like I mentioned a few times, I'm graduating here soon, moving on to bigger and better things. My internet speed will be vastly increasing to yeah, much greater speed, so I'm probably just going to wait until I get a good internet speed to do that. Let's see, somebody else commented about asking what the suit was in the last video when I changed, because it wasn't the one originally, and yes, you are correct, and I'm very surprised you saw that. Once again, I had edited a few things out when I was in the inventory system just to save on time. I think that was the vintage suit, so now I'm wearing the bloody vintage suit. So yep, you briefly saw that. Pretty sure that's what it was. Somebody else was asking why don't I use Audacity. Audacity is an awesome program. I do use it to do things like grab sound files, and I will ultimately use that to record. I have a sound glitch basically right now on my computer. I have a lot of feedback with my microphone and haven't been able to figure it out, so that's why I can't use Audacity. Just record on the computer for an indefinite amount of time. But I'm picking a new one up here soon, so that should probably solve it. Let's see, what else? I think I will be looking at playing The Witcher 2 here in a couple days. I've already purchased that off Steam, and May 17th I will definitely be diving into that. I loved the first Witcher. That was an awesome RPG, good story, and they definitely weren't afraid to be bold, be a little bit different. It was very unique, pretty cool game. Its one big flaw was the inventory system, and I think they ended up, I played it early on, but I think they ended up revamping it, and changing it even in the first Witcher, but from what I understand, it's undergone even more revisions for the second one. So, I mean, I'm hoping this is an amazing game. I thought the first one was fantastic, and I'm looking forward to the second. So, expect some videos of that. The next thing is I'm pretty excited about was I've been playing some zombies lately, and I just have some fun insights into my my play experience with that stuff. So basically, I know this was really interesting. Just kind of jogging my memory back of what it was like sometimes playing 42. I don't have a, I guess to give some background, I don't, obviously, just like everybody else, I started off playing console, eventually gravitated towards PCs because that's where games seem to be going for a long time. I think right now they've, especially for the last few years, they seem like they've almost been moving away from there. You know, PCs can be a real headache. You know, you have a lot of problems and issues that you just don't have on Xbox. You know, whether it's basic stuff like how to get voice set up, or, you know, stupid sound glitch that I have. Recording video games, you know, Jesus Christ, you know, using Fraps and Audacity and all that stuff. Like, you have to have a nice computer and a lot of extra space and some potentially expensive editing software in order just to do the basics, and it's a lot. It's why it's not a popular thing. So, real quick here, this is basically the final boss, and the bloody force gun, which is what I'm using, just mauls him. There's very little he can do to you. I think this first section, when he shows up, is probably the hardest, trying to get this stupid thing unlocked without him hitting you. So there you saw I hit the third one, and it didn't matter because he hit me just as I unlocked it, so now I have to do it all over again. Hopefully I can be a little faster this time. This is a little weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say it felt buggy, but it was always felt a little wonky to me. Yeah, I think, what is that? 3 shots before it blasts off everything. And then give him a little stasis blast. And fill this up and head on your way. And that's, I mean, right now, if you can make it basically past that, I don't know, in my opinion, you've just beat the game. That's the hardest part, so congratulations. Let's see. Anyway, so back to the zombies and some insight from that. So I don't have a lot of console experiences, is basically what I'm trying to get at. I did purchase an Xbox originally, and I really haven't put too many hours into it because I've still played mostly PC games, and as I mentioned before, I'm in school and I'm just now graduating, so I've really cut back on them while I've been in school, because it's hard to put a lot of time into both at the same time, plus manage social life, all that stuff, yada yada yada, right? Anyway, so my point of what I'm trying to say is, in my opinion, as far as experience goes and raw playtime, no other factors considered, I am like the bottom 1% of people who are on console today. There shouldn't be anybody basically on console. There are very few individuals on console who probably have less experience playing it than I do. I think I've mentioned before. So, real quick to go back to the game. Right now, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing, and I apologize. I think I ended up running backwards here for a while because that door didn't open, and I didn't get it. Like, some laser, I didn't even realize that some laser had scanned, and that big piece of shit jumped out of the ceiling and ambushed me. And so now I'm just like, wait a sec, I think I ended up using my coordinate button again. Go back here. Yeah, I don't know what I just wasn't thinking. So I hit my coordinate button. I should be hitting it here soon, I think. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. Anyway, realize I'm going the wrong way, so I run back, and I think what you have to do is throw that guy's body over the door so it registers and whatever and opens it up. But, on the other hand, maybe it's not a bad idea that I ran back here because you get to pick that up, so... Now I was like, oh shit. So, anyway, let's see, we're talking about zombies and console experience. So I have very little console experience. When I'm using the controller, essentially I feel like I'm playing with my feet. I'm not as fast. I'm nowhere near as fast as I am with the mouse. And the mouse, I feel like I have extremely good accuracy, and you know, I'm definitely not the best. I've never considered myself one of those guys that's, you know, sitting back headshotting all day. I definitely rely on outsmarting people versus out skilling them with the mouse or something, but I think, you know, I have way too many hours playing with a mouse and keyboard not to be halfway decent. But I have none of that with a console. So now that you know that, I've beat that, I've beaten Dead Horse all day long on that, right? So I go in and play zombies, and man, I don't know, I'm kind of blown away and almost saddened by, look at that bullshit. What is that? I mean, I shoot him from range, and then his, like, spit or whatever it is hits me. I mean, that's ridiculous. So, yeah, I just realized I need to grab this guy's corpse, and... yeah. So... anyway, like I said, I'm a little sad because I'm confused as to why I would be playing significantly better than just about anybody on console. I can understand if it was a game that I played on PC for hours and hours and hours, and now I'm playing it on console, but this is a game, you know, Codbo and Zombies, that I picked up Codbo, what, a week ago. I still have yet to even load up Codbo, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of it. And I played Zombies for a handful of hours. I just don't get why I don't know. I would expect most people to be just stomping my shit into the ground. Yeah, so right now I had one of those bugs on me. I didn't even know it.